What's up, fellas? Welcome to Street Smart Christian. I don't know why you putting your fingers up. We have to do this. Yeah, we have to.
Oh, I like that.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he can hear it. He plugged into the.
Hey, Adam.
Let's talk about something for a minute. Welcome to Street Smart Christian. We just coming off a podcast where we had an interview with our friend Meredith.
Yep.
But now we want to introduce something that's really exciting
And
to the Street Smart family. Kevin, why don't you introduce our guest?
So we have a college graduate, 10-year.
I didn't graduate college.
So way to
Master's
set that up, Phil.
master's degree in
Street smarts.
videography.
What?
I forgot.
Dude, you're way off.
Where's the
I
prompter?
How about-
met your brother like 5 times and I know he didn't master in videography.
Oh, yeah. Podcast.
In podcasts? I don't think he went to college for podcasts.
No, this is this is my little brother. My little hermano,
Yep.
Brandon.
Dude, when you do stuff in Spanish doesn't mean you're saving yourself.
Speak into the mic. I know you're
He
new to
know-
this.
no.
I know you're new, but
So our
we're gonna
audio-
welcome you.
A new audio engineer, which he went to school for audio and engineering for audio and music.
So it was called Recording Arts Technology and Live Audio Engineering.
There you go.
Kind of got the whole.
You're an engineer? Since when?
right.
How did you not get that? And I put engineer in the first 2 seconds of me introducing him, but you're like video puzzle putting together.
Basket weaving.
You don't even know your own brother.
This is Brandon Mestas, everybody. Brandon Mestas,
Hello.
brother to Kevin Mestas here.
Yep, I am.
Both of the Spanish heritage. I know you guys can see that
Yeah, we
through
both
every
Real
podcast.
white.
They're whiter than me.
Well, okay.
Falling off.
I do
It
got to
doesn't
point out
matter.
one
I
thing.
want to be off the. I'm talking about you guys.
He said he doesn't like the lights, right? And you're like, I got to put one light on. It's not even on you. You have it pointed to us.
Because Kevin needs to be spotlight. Like, you know what? Not only do we need a audio engineer, but we need somebody to come in here and do our lights.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, Kevin, you want to know what's crazy is we started this upstairs with a piece of wood
we used to make
That-
shift cross to
that one of our youth
really?
group kids made that we could wrench one of these microphones on.
Is that bad? Have we did
Remember
that?
we were upstairs?
I know,
We're
but-
like, there's a filing cabinet
But
behind
thinking
us.
about that, we were using a wooden cross.
And then we had just a regular microphone
Talking
from the
about
church. We didn't even have these microphones. We
Yeah,
had
it was
regular
a little-
microphones from the church.
like bullet.
And then we were like, we hope one day we can have a producer.
What accent is that?
That's a 4 people accent. I don't know.
Oh,
You're turning this into something that's way
no, yeah.
crazy.
No, that was, we started.
We went from there to the children's church,
Yeah.
Wow.
and from there to the downstairs,
Using a camera.
and then the plastic tables. Like we would wrench and it would fall down.
I know, dude.
Man.
We've been doing this for almost 2 years now.
And we wouldn't have been able to do it without such an amazing church.
Yeah.
They just gave us the
Amen.
keys, bro.
And said,
Is every
do your
church like
thing.
that? They just give you the keys and say, hey, you guys seem
No,
all
because
right.
we've always been like, what if the pastor's going to listen to our podcast and be like,
So he does.
please
doesn't
stop
even
talking. Please stop talking. People are leaving the church so fast.
You get excommunicated.
But we've been talking about having people help us out with that are way more educated than us. It's been a few months back. You talked about your brother here being good at that. And then opportunity arose, and he came here from his hometown, or not hometown, but
back to
where
my
he was
hometown.
living.
Yeah.
Move back to the hometown.
Moved back to the hometown, and here he is. This is Brandon Mestas.
I missed you guys so much. I just couldn't
yeah.
stay away.
Yeah, so here he is. Wants to be a part of the ministry. He wants to be a part of the Street Smart team. I don't know. Who's texting you?
Oh, that's
Is it the?
I thought maybe it was the coffee and
I think maybe it's
No, it's
the applications coming in for the Kevin Mestas dating.
that's got to be it.
I got another one brewing if I need to let it loose.
Stop. So here we go. Brent, I met Brandon. He used to come down, visit, be in the worship team a few times.
Yeah, every time I would visit, I
He's a
would
singer.
try to get up there and sing.
Musically inclined.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, the Lord gave me a gift. I'm happy to be able to use it now.
Gave you a couple of gifts. Singing. And this.
Yeah, he gave me the ear.
We don't know what this is yet.
I mean, I started out here. We were just little kids at the church, and I was playing drums for the worship team, and
Yeah, there you go.
I never even knew how to play. I just always played by ear.
Yeah, how old were you when you did that?
I think I got my first, and I still have the same drum set when I was maybe, like 12, 10? It had to have been that long
Yeah,
ago.
but we've been here since we were like
Babies.
Yeah.
I don't know.
toddlers.
I guess not babies, yeah. Like Jax's age.
6.
Yeah.
We used to get mistaken as twins.
Yeah, now look at us.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Now you guys look like adopted twins.
Yeah.
Yeah, we probably don't even look. Hey. I wasn't adopted.
So-
okay? I was
so-
just an accident. Happy accident.
So we're happy to have Brandon as part of the team, the Street Smart team.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
So I
Happy
came
to be
up with
here.
the Street Smart idea before I met Kevin. And then Kevin kind of came into the picture with a man bun and wanting to
We've
sing
already
and-
been over that.
Yeah.
Let's let him tell his.
I know, but we got to know how the brothers came into it.
Yeah.
Because one had a man bun trying to do all this crazy stuff. The other dude just came as himself, and he's still been himself the whole time. And here
I'm myself.
I don't know. Look at what's that dude?
you've shaved
Facial hair.
19 different times.
That's rich.
Bro,
That's rich, Adam.
are you saying you're rich now?
No, he's talking about shaving 20 different times.
Okay, here let's
I don't
go
have to worry
through
about
this.
that.
In the last 3 podcasts, you've had 14 different facial hairs.
He shaves during.
You're
the
like,
bathroom
let's do
breaks.
mustache November. And
Yeah,
then,
so that was a
okay,
whole month of just a mustache.
Yeah. So I do that.
I
And then
see-
you don't shave for like 3 weeks. So you have like this half mustache kind of beard thing going on. And I'm still rocking I'm like, no, well, I'm out now.
Yeah, you did the chin strap. That was just this last Sunday.
I've had the chin strap. Like if we go all the way back to our first podcast, it's been this way. You know what? Let's move on.
If we made a collage of our facial hair changes,
You don't want to do that.
I think you would
That'd
lose,
be pretty
bro.
great.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Either way, if when you guys trim them, maybe give it to me, and then I'll make one of those paste on ones.
Yeah, he's got alopecia.
Yeah. The what?
I was like, dang, that's real. And then he said it. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, why does he have all the hair on his head then? That's
Isn't that a
weird.
thing? I'm sorry, that's not a
No,
funny
alopecia
disease.
is what Will
Oh,
Smith's wife has.
alopecia. I thought you said pisha.
No,
Just
you,
Pisha. I was like,
he's
what's
saying you can't grow, like, you have hair on your head. So, yeah.
You got alopecia of the face and he's got another head.
All right.
Sorry. We're not making fun of that.
No.
It's a disease. I mean, there's an NFL quarterback that has that. He's good.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, he's good.
He's really good.
Josh
so
Allen.
let's welcome Brandon
For the third
to
time.
the Street Smart Christian crew. Like, it's been me and you for a minute.
I know. Finally.
So now we're gonna get him. We got to get his profile picture. We got to get him on the website.
Yeah,
we
you
got to get
gotta-
his thing.
I better
Start
shave.
typing up your testimony and keep it as short as you possibly can because I know your text messages.
No, he wants you to keep it short because his is. I said, "Hey, man, give me your picture and testimony," and so mine was like. So you got mine, and then Kevin's is like this long,
Double?
like his picture, and then
Is it really longer than yours?
yeah.
Oh,
Dude, when's the last time you've been on our website?
whenever I get an email,
That's right,
Sometimes
yeah.
I get emails about it.
Because you join the thing. You get an email when I do a blog.
Yeah.
Oh, you blog
So we got
too.
So
Not
if
very often.
if you're a part of the Street Squad, you get to be a part of the website, and you can
And the
post
social
a
media.
blog like, "Hey, this is what I think about this" or whatever, and you can do that. Social media, you get access to like social media. Kevin gave up social media this
Right.
year, but now he's all mad because
No, I'm
I
not.
had to change.
I'm fine with that.
I know you are with yours, but then I changed all the passwords on Street Smart. You're like,
he's
I
locked
don't
out.
understand.
No,
I guess I'm kicked out.
I don't want it.
Yeah, I'm not
Now
too
it's
big
him.
on it
Give it
either.
to him.
To be
I don't want
honest,
That's fun. I got everything flagged and off there now.
I don't want it, dude.
All right, then why are you yelling at me?
Adam, you have the gift of social media. You're
Yeah,
very
I'm
good.
trying. I'm trying. So Street Smart is on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
Oh wow.
And
Did you change your name on TikTok?
it's just Street Smart, yeah. So I'm trying. Like, apparently you're a hillbilly unless you're on Instagram. So apparently Instagram is the creme of the creme of social media right now.
Really?
And so I'm trying to.
What about
We have
X?
almost
Are we
2,500
on
followers.
X?
Yeah, we're on X. So we have 2,500 followers on Facebook. We have like
good.
70 something on Instagram. So I'm trying to break into that.
What do we
I
have
have
on X?
X12, and then
Formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah, I was
And-
gonna say.
yeah,
When did
X
people start
is
calling
Twitter.
it X?
That's Elon Musk changed the name.
Yeah. So then
Shout out to Elon.
we're almost up to
He names his app like he
300.
names
We're
his
working our
children.
way to 500 followers on TikTok. Once we get to 1,000 followers on TikTok, we can go live. But I do a lot of short videos. I don't know if you guys noticed.
Yeah.
Short videos on all the social media platforms. I haven't been doing it on YouTube Reels because people are like, well, Reels on YouTube is not
You
as
should.
popular.
Why
Well,
not?
I have a few times and it's not been beneficial.
I feel like it just takes like that one to take off.
I think
and
it's consistency too.
Or-
Like you
yeah.
listen to Joe Rogan, you listen to it's consistency.
yeah.
You got to keep going, go.
Because I guess they see like, oh, we're not gonna boost this person that posts once a month. They're like, oh, this guy's hustling. He's putting it out there, and they'll give you a boost. I don't really know how it
No,
works.
it's all about the likes, dude.
and the likes. But when you get boosted, more people see it.
I don't understand why Kevin's just. You know when Kevin says something that he's like, that's intelligent. He goes like this.
I do?
That
Yeah,
face.
he just did.
How can you tell with my mustache?
You don't know what's awesome is, like, I'm looking at our rig here, and then I see Brandon's with the twisted cord and everything. I'm like, he's been on Joe Rogan before.
That's a mic stand. These are different.
Those
You
are
can't
cool.
twist them.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Those are very cool. Honestly, I wish I had one of those. But like you said, if you
I'm
get the one made
talking
for
about the fact that he's got an awesome setup right here, and he's obviously knows what he's doing. And you're like, well, that's because ours are not like that. Like, I appreciate you defending.
Defending our podcast.
Yeah, so
That we
let's-
are all a part of now.
Let's get back to the deal.
The
So
task at hand is
Brandon's a part of the Street Squad now.
Thank
He's
you
a
for
part of Street Smart
allowing
Christian.
me to join.
He's a partner. Now we have 3.
I got a question for
awesome.
you, Brandon.
Okay. Yes.
This is where it all gets ruined.
What was the turning point for you to come and join us?
Well, when you had mentioned it to me back, I don't know, a couple months. It was probably longer. You guys said 6 months ago.
Yeah.
You guys did never tell me I was your producer. By
I
the way,
know Kevin was supposed
you
to, but
just
he doesn't.
said, "Hey, you should come help us." And it was never. It was hard too. I lived in Fort Collins. I was 2.5 hours away. But once I moved back home, I wanted to get back into this church that I grew up in, and
Yeah.
I wanted to be able to use, the gifts that the Lord has given me to help out in the kingdom of God, because I really hadn't used them, other than playing drums in the worship team or singing when I got up there. I never got to use, the technical abilities with, my ears and mixing and all this stuff that I was going to school for, and I really enjoy it.
Well, you'd
know?
used it on yourself for your music stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's basically why I went to school, because I wanted to learn how to produce for not only myself but for other people, and learn how to record properly. And that's why it was nice that it was a package deal. I was learning recording arts as well as live audio, so it was the perfect move for me, because I changed degrees and everything. I at first I was going for sports medicine, but I
I
realized
want to be a sports doctor.
yeah, it still sounded cool to me, but then I realized like I was only chasing the money and not something that I truly love and something that I'm passionate about. So I was like, you know what, I gotta use the gifts that God gave me, and I gotta learn how to, make it come to life, and go to school to learn how to do it properly.
So, do you feel that this move, being a part of this ministry, which is very small right now, but has the potential to explode, being a part of this ministry, do you feel like this may be your doorway of getting back into your Christian walk?
Oh,
Like, we all fall short of the
Right.
glory of God. Obviously, we all do things that, I mean, you're sitting next to two knuckleheads that
Yeah, you're between two guys that
that
We don't ever
do
get it
not
right.
have it together.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
and that's why I think you fit so good into this here, because do Kevin and I agree on everything 100% of the time? Probably not, but
I can tell.
yeah. I mean, but we have one team, one dream,
Right.
one team, however that is, and we are focusing in on that
Yeah.
no matter what. And we always tell everybody on our podcast, like, we're not theologians, we're not preachers, we're not anything. We're just
Right.
a couple of knuckleheads trying to figure out what the greater good of God is through Bible study.
I like that too, just because it's very relatable,
Yeah.
because we all are human. We're all sinners. We all fall short. But the only way is by the grace of the Lord that, we're all still sitting here today, even. So
Oh yeah, for
I,
sure.
I think, like you said, like, yeah, it was really exciting for me to it kind of get me back into fellowship, especially because, I went to a couple churches in Fort Collins, but I really missed this church. I missed this family.
Did you ever
that's
find
good.
a good church out there that was like similar to Pastor Rick?
No, I mean, there was one that kind of made me feel that small town vibe again, just because it was like a small church.
There's something about that, man. I mean,
Yeah, because those
that's what
big
I
mega
tell people.
churches.
They're great. The music is great,
Yeah,
but then you get to that point where you're like, I don't know anybody
Yeah.
here.
yeah,
That's
I don't know a single person except the pastor and maybe his wife because he says her name or
right.
whatever. It's like,
It's a little intimidating, I guess. When you're here, even getting up and singing. If I was at a big mega church, I'd probably, be a little bit more nervous. But here, it's family. I know they. Even if I
just
mess
about
up,
everybody. You know?
I know everybody. They all love me no matter what.
that's awesome. That was a good segue, because
Yeah, it is.
I know Kevin was like, "Oh, you talked to me earlier on the phone."
But, yeah.
Church, that's a big thing. I put out a lot of short videos, and I put it on our social media. And I had somebody a couple weeks ago say that, "Oh yeah, I'm a Christian, but I'm not the brick and wall Christian. I don't need to be in a
Yep.
church.
Oh,
I don't need to
brick
do
and mortar
this. I
kind of
don't
thing.
need to do that. All them people in that building are nothing but hypocrites, and they're judgmental, and all the people inside of a church are just a cult, and they're just set on their ways." And I'm like, yeah, okay, there's a lot of churches like that. However, the same people are in Walmart. The same people are in any store you go to. There's negative people everywhere you go in life.
Yeah,
So if you're in a church and all you're getting is negativity and people pointing you out find a different church.
Yeah, that ain't the right church.
Because there's a church out there, I promise you, that will open their arms up to you and bring you in. However, you got to have discernment. So, yeah, you're going to get that loving feeling and everybody. Sometimes that can bring you into the beginning of being brainwashed into something that is not good.
Because it tickles your ears. And
however, if you're really, truly seeking out the Word of God and you really wanting to change your life and you really want to do something, there are churches out there, there is fellowship out there where there's people just like you.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's always going to be people in that building. There's going to be people that are like, I don't know about that. I've been coming to this church since 2017, and there was tons of people that are like, he really? He's coming here? And then I met my wife here, and they're like, oh, man, he's going to marry that saint? Like, he's definitely going to screw that up.
She is a saint.
Yeah, oh, my God. And then, and here I do the announcements at the church. I do all this. And then they're like, oh, I guess he's the assistant pastor. No, I'm not. I'm just following this road. It's great. And I have friends like Kevin. If 90% of the people at our church tapped into our phone calls, they'd be like, they're not. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
These are not men of God. We don't say anything so crazy, but we get it out.
Right.
Yeah, we're not any better than anybody.
No, we're not. We're sinners the same way.
The biggest point, I think, is like, when you come into a church, if you don't even know Christ yet,
No.
and that church can really change like what you experience. But if you find Christ through something else, and you try to foster that relationship, that's where you get that discernment to be able to be like, yeah, this church is actually preaching truth, and these people here are just like me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because if you're new, it's so easy to get sucked into this stuff. I mean, everybody in the world is searching for answers, right? Everybody wants to know what the purpose of life is, or how do we save the planet? All this, the crazy stuff. You go politics, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Everybody's searching for something. And when they go to one of these churches, that just says, "Oh, everything's good," you're like, "Yeah, great." But if you don't preach about the truth, which the truth is hard, like
Right.
it's hell. If you're not following Christ and you don't try to foster a relationship, because we've said it 1,000 times. I mean, it's about relationship with Christ. If you don't have that, he says it. He's the way, the truth, and the life. That's no one gets to the Father but through Him.
That's the only way.
And it's like people are just like, well, no, you can be this or you can be Buddhist or whatever. It's like, no, dude, because even those different religions point back to saying like, hey, this is just one way.
Right.
Yeah.
There's 100 other ways, but Christianity, Christ,
There's only
says
one.
I'm the only way.
You wonder, with all those other religions, Hinduism, Buddhism, all this and that, yeah, they all point to being kind and doing this and that, but the easiest one, and I don't understand why this is so hated on, is Christ was like, you're a mess. You're going to continue to be a mess?
Yeah.
Accept me, receive salvation, and you can never lose that salvation,
Right.
no matter what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And
Everything else, yes.
Let him help. Let me help you, because he's gonna help.
Everything
you through
else is on a works-based
Yeah.
faith and religion.
Yeah, we never stack up, bro.
Do this, do that, and you will receive this. Do this, do that. Hinduism, Buddhism, this and that.
Muslims.
Do this, and you'll receive this. And Christ said, you're a knucklehead. You're going to continue to be a knucklehead. All I'm saying is receive me. Acknowledge that I'm your Lord and Savior, which can be hard for people, I guess, to say you're a higher power than what I think it is. But he's saying, and when you do that, you might feel not relieving innocence in yourself, but there's no fireworks. There's nothing. It's just do this. No matter what you do in life, beyond this, I'm going to have your back. Yeah. So you receive that gift of salvation first and foremost. And then you slip up and you become a knucklehead.
Mm-hmm.
Inevitably.
And the biggest thing that happened for me was it was second or third sermon that I came and heard from Rick when I first started coming to church. And I'm still navigating my Bible. Like, I don't even know, which I had the New King James. And I'm like, he's not even reading the same Bible. What kind of cult is this? One day he sat in the middle of his sermon. He said, like, I'm drifting off like normal people in church, like, whatever. He says, when I get to heaven, I'm going to meet, I had this. This is, for you editing this, you can put in some crickets. Serial killer.
Jeffrey Dahmer?
Nope.
A serial killer.
Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy.
Rick says, when I get to heaven, I'm going to meet Ted Bundy. And I'm like, what kind of church are we?
You heard a
What is
screech?
going on? So he's like, here's this documentary film on Ted Bundy. And so Ted Bundy, through the last few years of his life in death row before he got the electric chair, because I believe Ted Bundy was one of the last to get the electric chair, accepted Christ and became a Christian.
I didn't know that.
He was
Same with Dahmer, bro.
Dahmer. So they say Dahmer did the same thing.
Wow.
So then a lot of people, a lot of the legalistics, a lot of the charismatics are like, wait a minute. I accepted Christ and then I was on the straight and narrow path. How does Jeffrey Dahmer eat a bunch of dudes and then go to prison and be like, I'm sorry, like your thing. I'm Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
How does that happen?
But I feel like also too is they could have just they had to have meant it for it to.
They had to.
It's the heart.
couldn't have
thing.
just said
it's
it.
not
Oh.
just words, right? It's
Here's
the
our
heart.
discernment, right? So whether Jeffrey Dahmer or Ted Bundy really meant it or not, we're not going to know until we get to heaven.
Right. Right.
And by then,
If they did, though, here's the gift of Christ. If Jeffrey Dahmer is in heaven right now, why are people out there going like, no, Jesus? Like, why are people still going, I'm good. I don't want to follow that guy. If you cannot lose your salvation, which if you get into theology, some religions believe you can lose it. I'm on the board with you can't lose it.
Right. Well, what do they say? You're saved by the foundations of
Exactly.
the earth.
So
He knows.
Christ says, and in Romans, Paul says, if you believe that Jesus is your Lord and Savior, that he was crucified on the cross and was risen from the dead, and you believe that with all your heart, you're saved.
yeah,
Right.
he was pierced for your transgressions.
It
man.
does. He didn't say if you're this group or this group. He said anybody.
Anybody?
Right.
Yeah, he preached
Paul was
predominantly to the what do they call them? The
chief of all sinners.
Gentiles.
Yeah. Well, and Paul said,
Which
I'm
is
the
us.
chief of all sinners.
Mhm.
I am the boss of all sinners.
He was also a murderer.
Yeah.
I don't think
we
he,
know that.
I don't think he ate people, but
He was the chief of all sinners.
yeah.
He also said it's better to be single the rest of your life. So
Oh, hey, we're on the right track.
you guys are like Paul. It is better to not be with anybody.
Isn't that in Ecclesiastes?
I don't know. I'll look it up for you though.
Or no, that's Ephesians. Ecclesiastes. is
Which
Old
brings us to our next segment. If anybody is on a dating
Testament.
path, please send in your submission to streetsmartchristian@gmail.com. I would like to date Kevin
So-
or Brandon.
to-
So he's
to
trying
actually-
to interrupt. He's trying to
actually like unpack a little bit, because I know Brandon, we grew up together. We've been, we share a lot of our lives with each other. And when would you say that? Can you recall when you felt that you were truly dedicated to Christ, or are you still like trying to find the path? Where are you at? Like, can you speak to that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like when I was younger, we were so enthralled in it. Like
We grew up with it, yeah.
Yeah, we were always, here at the church, and we were going to vacation Bible school and all this stuff. But then as you get older, obviously it gets a little more difficult when you go off. And like in my case, fortunately I went up to Fort Collins, so I couldn't come to this church anymore.
Right.
And like we were talking about, I mean, it's somewhat hard to find a good church because some of them aren't even, reading out of the Bible, or, they're kind of picking and choosing. But, out there, I feel like it was harder just because I was on my own and I didn't have that. I feel like I lost that fellowship for a while,
Yeah.
When I was for a while there, I found some up there, I was going to, I think it was Campus Crusade, or what are the different college, do you know the different groups?
There's CCU.
Yeah, I don't.
Colleges. Yeah. Campus Crusade is one.
Well, like you're talking about the
CCU.
ministries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know any of those? I don't know.
Yeah, I know a few of them. There's like when we did Dare to Share, that guy was going to CCU. That's Colorado Christian University. There's Campus Crusade. That's part of what like Steve was a part of.
But they're like they're groups, they're ministries on campus. They're at all the different schools.
Yeah,
Are they college student ran?
Yeah, exactly. So it was
like, is there someone like old Adam over here saying, "Hey,
no, you can't flip this just because they gave you a look."
Sorry.
Yeah, obviously there's
continue
student-led campus ministries. What was it? The guy from 7-Eleven, dude.
Yeah. Anyway, me and my best friend, we met some people and we started going to some of their meetings. Like they had just 1,000. It was at least 1,000, if not more, students gathered. And
did you ever come into like a leadership role in there, or were you just like participant?
No, I was just there. I guess, I was always interested in like, I could see myself emceeing something like that, being up there.
I feel like you're very extroverted.
Yeah.
Are you an introverted extrovert like me? Because I'm kind of that way too. Like,
I feel like as I've gotten older, yeah. Or
but
maybe
as younger, like, would you walk up to anybody and talk to them? Like, did you have that?
Oh yeah.
Like, you don't have any nervous fears of like being like, oh, what if they reject me?
So
no.
If I could paint a picture of the both of you, which seems to be like you just said, are you an extroverted introvert? Like, that's the most oxymoron thing I ever heard in my life. You guys are closeted extroverts. Meaning, if you're put in a situation, like, yeah, you're extroverted. Like,
right.
Somebody put us in this situation, so now we're like, yeah, talk. But unless somebody pushes you into that corner, you're not.
Not necessarily going to initiate.
No, you guys are just going to be hanging out in the background.
I think you're more. You go out and do that, right? Or no?
Absolutely. But I look at it like this. So through my point of view, is like that Easter cantata that we did. You showed up because your dad brought you. You showed up to that. Whatever, dude. Your dad brought you to the practice.
No, I was like, yeah, I'll go do it.
Because your dad asked you to do it, and your dad brought you, whatever, dude.
Nobody
like,
asked
okay,
me.
so before the whole thing, if they were like, "Hey, Kevin, you want to do it?" You were like, "My name's Jeff." Like,
nobody asked me, Adam.
You showed up, yeah, but your dad brought you to church.
I feel like if somebody
nobody
asked
me to come back here,
but if somebody asked you, "Hey, you want to sing?" You'd be like,
I'm sorry.
"I don't sing."
All right, Brandon, I'm sorry. Kevin showed up to the Easter play and was like, I want to be a part of this. Please put me in it. And we're like, okay, Kevin, you can be a part of this. Nobody was there. Nobody brought him. Your dad was just playing the guitar like, I can't believe my son's in this play. That's weird.
it was a play.
And then he was in it, whatever. So then.
Is that when you were the narrator?
Yes, the first time. So you get what we're saying.
Right.
And our audience is going to be like, whatever.
They're gonna be like,
Then
get to the point.
The
Adam."
first year we went to the county fair, you showed up. The first year that I saw you there. And I'm like, who is this guy? And oh, that's Dave's other son. I'm like, how many kids does Dave adopt? Like, he looks nothing like the man bun dude or none of that.
Were you guys not even close then yet?
Yeah, well, we started to communicate at that point.
Okay.
Yeah, was that after the Easter?
Yes. Then he came and sang, and then he would sing at the county fair and stuff like that. So, but once he was in the group, he was like you were a part of the group. Like you talked to everybody.
Yeah.
So I get that whole introvert extrovert thing. Like until you're pushed into the group, you guys are social butterflies.
Right.
But you're not going to pick that group on your own.
Prefer
Like you're not
peacock.
just going to go around and be like, I want to be a part of this group. I want to be a part of this group.
I prefer peacock.
Once you're a part of that group, then it's no problem.
Right.
And that's what I was trying to explain to your brother just now. But he has to argue about everything. Like, no, it was myself. I got out of the hospital bed and was like, I'm going to be a part of that Easter play. Never even.
Wait,
the
what
whole
year-
time I've been at church, he hasn't been at church the entire
What
time.
year was that?
It's 2018.
18?
No, it was 2019 because the next year was the pandemic.
2020.
Yeah.
So I didn't
Were
come back.
you?
I didn't come back.
Were you
until
in the
after
where we
that.
had to wear the robes? Was that the first one you were in?
No. Actually,
So-
yeah.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
Was
I
that-
kind of
Because
remember you on the
Josh
road.
was, and I had to do the narrating of and I had to be kind of like, in Jesus.
Oh, you had to be that
I think
animated.
it was.
Yeah.
Wasn't it 21?
Because Josh was still a part of the thing.
I was
It was
there-
2020 because
when
it
I
was
came
right
back.
before the pandemic.
When I came back, when I came back, Josh wasn't here.
Yeah, because it was right before the pandemic.
So it was 2020 then.
What did I say? Like 15 times.
You said 2020. He did
And
say
he's
that.
like, oh, no.
No, I agreed.
Yeah, let's all agree. It
The
was
first
2020.
time I met Kevin was during an Easter practice.
Really?
And
Okay, I
he
didn't know
complimented my boots.
They were
Oh.
shoes.
that. It was a meet
It
cute.
was not shoes. I had cowboy boots on. You're like, those are cool boots.
Why are you arguing with me?
Because I know what it was.
Man, 2020 was a blur for me. I'm surprised you even remember. I
I mean,
mean,
he had it was the last time he had the man bun.
Yeah,
yeah.
it was 2020.
Right after that,
Man
he
bun.
cut it off.
No, I didn't. I didn't cut it off in 2021.
And then he kept coming to church. And then I approached him and we started talking about podcasts.
Yeah,
And
we've gone over this. We need to talk about this guy because he hasn't come back yet.
Yeah, I know we're getting to that, but why do you keep ruining the segues?
We're not on a segue. This
Yes,
isn't
I
Paul
was. I was
Blart
going to talk about
Mall Cop.
us getting into podcasting. Theo Vaughn
We
was our
talked about
mutual
that.
ground. Yeah, I get
Love
it,
Theo
but
Vaughn.
we're segueing into this. But you're like, I know.
Come on already.
My name is Jeff.
He has the power to edit out whatever. he
And
wants.
then we go to the camp for church, and that's when you start talking about Brandon being good at all this stuff, but he lived in Fort Collins. Then he starts becoming a follower on YouTube and all this stuff. I start getting him on Snapchat, all
Are
that
you?
stuff.
I
Then,
think so. Yeah.
so I'm trying to speed this up, Mr. Oh, you want to talk about Brandon? Now we get him up there. I start learning that he went to college for this stuff. He has all these abilities. I tell you, let's get him a part of this. You're like, I'm going to do that. You obviously don't for 6 months.
You know what? He tried. It was just
Yeah, but
bad.
I know what his trying is. You want to be a part of this?
There's no need to yell at him.
Yeah, I want to be
I
a
know
part of
you're-
it. How can I do it? You got to stop being stupid. No make a paper, blah. Okay. And then he's like,
Why
oh,
do
hey,
you, why do you mock us as Koreans, bro?
I'm not mocking
What do you
us.
stop
I'm
doing
mocking
this?
you. And then all of a sudden, it's like, well, no, hey, Brandon's moving down here to help my dad in the shop.
Mm-hmm.
He's moving down from Fort Collins. I said, man, let's get him on this thing. Okay, I'm going to let him know.
My Korean.
And then we have our last podcast, and we have an argument about, did you tell him? Did you tell him? I didn't tell him. I didn't tell. Thank God he was just like, hey, you guys need help because you're both retarded. You both need help really bad. I've been listening to your trash can dumpster fire of stuff.
Nah, it's not that bad.
Then we do our podcast last week. He's like, let me just take your chicken scratch. He turns that dumpster fire into a Picasso.
Thank you.
And here he is. And I'm happy that he's here. I'm happy that he's your brother. Like,
Oh,
are you guys brothers legally?
they used to mistake us as twins.
And
Hey,
so,
this brings up another question for me because the story was great, by the way, Adam. Thank you. That was.
There was a lot to unpack there. Well,
No, I
there'll
mean,
be plenty
for
more.
real though, Brandon. I got another question for you. Like,
I feel like I didn't get to answer your first question.
what was, do you remember what my first question was?
why?
Yeah,
he
I
was a
guess-
part of this.
What made you
Right.
On fire for
like? You
Christ.
always wanted. I know every time I talked to you about it, you were like, yeah, man. You were always like willing,
Yeah.
like because you were still in Fort Collins when I first told you, like, dude, we really need your help with this podcast. Like, you know this stuff.
Right.
Come help us. So like we can do it over the distance or whatever. And you were like, yeah, you were willing.
Yeah, I guess I realized. Well, I was also very busy. I was working a pretty stressful job, but I mean, now that I'm still working, I feel like I'm less stressed now. You know, working for our dad, but now I just have more of a drive to get back in the Word, and like I said, get back into fellowshipping, and because I do feel like I've been away for a while. I've never lost my faith, you know, but I didn't have, maybe it was the motivation or maybe the resources available to me that I felt comfortable with, of, you know, getting back into it, and, you know, getting back into the Word and getting back together with my brothers and sisters in Christ. And now that I'm here, I'm like, wow, it's so much easier. I live a couple miles down the road. You know, I don't have to drive 2.5 hours to do this. I don't have to do it over a Zoom call or
Did you
virtually.
Did you feel like you were like missing something in that time where you didn't have the fellowship of a church that we
Oh.
grew up in? I mean, it's crazy because you have that attachment to something that, even though we fought every Sunday to not go to
Yeah.
church. I mean, I think I did, at least. I don't remember 100% if
No,
you did.
no, we did.
I was like, I don't want to go. I don't want to sleep. Like,
Right.
I know you love your sleep too. So
Yeah.
like, did you starve for that kind of fellowship, or were you just like feeling like you just were missing it, or what? Like, what was that?
I think a little bit of both. Like, eventually it just caught up to me. Like, man, it's been so long, and it was almost like a missing piece in my heart. You know, of just, you know, I was doing kind of my own thing for so long and not really making it a priority. But now I have been really hungry to get back into it, and I missed it, and I missed, you know, being closer with you
To
and
family.
getting to meet
Yeah.
you and get to know you better. And
No, that's
and
good.
this whole family church, or this whole church, you know, like I've missed. They've always been family because
And
they saw us grow up from
Yeah.
these little guys. And I missed, you know, Rick's preaching because I even preferred to just watch the video on Facebook,
Right.
because I love Rick's preaching. Like, I would go to a different church and it was just like, man, this just doesn't feel the
It's not-
same.
It wasn't hitting home kind of thing.
Well, and
Yeah.
you know what's special about this is, you know, I developed a brotherhood with Kevin,
Hmm.
and even you just coming in and out. It's almost like you didn't have to get to really know somebody real fast.
Hmm.
It was always just like an instant, like,
It's like you know him.
yeah, hey,
Yeah.
and you can kind of poke and pick fun,
Yeah,
and know that person's not going to get, like, who is this guy?
right.
Right.
You know, but
Because
I
it was
guess
always
for
coming
me,
from
it's
a
like
place of love too. You
like
know?
street smart. I before 2020, I've always wanted to start a ministry, and then in 2020, I was like, I got to put my boots in the ground and really do it. And then Kevin came along, and now here you come. So are you excited about being a part of the Street Smart? Okay, so we're all a part of the Living Word
Right.
community.
Right.
Like we're all a part of the Living Word Community Church. That's our church. But then here's our Street Smart ministry. Is that something that you're also excited about, knowing that this isn't a systematic theology, like huge, like, oh my gosh, these guys are so in tune with their Bible.
Right.
Like we're all just a couple of laymen
All learning
just
together.
learning together.
Yeah.
Like
What does that mean?
it means that we
Ain't
are
you-
just trying to learn.
Is that a nice way to say dumb?
That's
Layman?
a layman.
It's kind of like the rattlesnake, bull snake thing that we started this podcast
We started
with.
this podcast with arguments.
Yeah, because that's all you want to do.
I think
And
it's-
now that Brandon's here,
I think the feeling's
he's
mutual.
gonna put that stamp on. That's exactly our whole life.
Maybe that's what I'm here for. I'm the mediator to
Yeah,
keep you guys
because
from-
he wants to fight over everything.
I need to rein you guys
we
back
grew
in.
up together. He knows
He's like, man, that bull snakes, bro.
they eat rattlesnakes.
Wow, that's
Did you
pretty
not
crazy.
know that?
So you're the bull snake, and you're
No, let's let our viewers go back to our original podcast.
Was that the first
Yeah.
one?
It was one of them.
That was
It was when we were down.
in the
Yeah.
Well, how
And you were
long?
like,
How long were you doing it by yourself before he joined?
He wasn't.
one time. No, I kicked it off the ground.
Oh yeah, you made that one video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
Where is that, by the way?
it's still in the archives
Where?
I think I saw it on Spotify.
on YouTube. Yeah.
Release it, bro.
It's still released.
Right? Yeah,
Release
it's still there.
How can I release it if it's released already?
it. Re-release it.
Oh, I will.
You know, like a re-grand opening.
Yeah.
I mean, I can. I mean,
Or you should snip it.
I don't know what you're talking
Take out
about.
the
yeah.
big part. Or take it, put
It was like 10
Highlight reel.
minutes. Like, I don't.
highlight reel, bro. I feel like we've had over 100 episodes at this point.
Really?
No, it's not.
How
No.
close are we? 'Cause
Not even halfway.
Hey, the future is bright, like you told me.
It is. We're so here's something, and I don't want your opinion on it.
And eventually,
And
I
I've
need to
talked
answer
to
your
him.
first question.
Which I'm like, he's like, I don't know. So I've always tried to get him to come in like on a Saturday he's like, oh, but I'm like,
You've
whenever.
never tried it.
Okay,
sorry.
so first
Continue.
off, he's
Argument.
lying about this. I said, how about we come in and do like 2 or 3 episodes in one day?
Oh, yeah, people do that.
99.9% of podcasts do a whole bunch in one day, and then they cut them
Right.
once a week or whatever.
Yeah, because then they kind of have a stockpile ready.
Yes.
If, like, say we got sick or something, and we went
And
there,
and
then we
the,
have
or
one.
life soccer practices,
Yeah.
all this kind of stuff comes up, and you can't do this all the time once a week. Winter comes, snowstorms, but if you compile, even if you did 5 hours of podcasting in one day because you had nothing else to do, and you edited them, separated them, and then you put them in so all social media platforms in the meta, you can schedule like where it comes out. Or he's making faces because he's like, I don't know what that means.
He doesn't understand what meta
If then you schedule them and they come out on time
We're
every
literally
week.
podcasting about podcasting.
I know. So does everybody else. But I'm telling you, like, if you did that, then you wouldn't have to do it once a week and stay. You would have 5 of them,
Yeah.
and you do 5 weeks, and then you come back somewhere in the middle and do another 5.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good idea because just to
I'm
have
glad you
them,
say it's a good idea because this guy's like, I don't know.
I mean, if you think about it this way
Literally,
too, if
that
you
whole conversation, not only was it wrong, but we're all
He's trying. He's been
it.
waiting for it happening.
No, I'm just that for real. I'm open to all that stuff too.
Really? Now
Yeah.
you are?
I've always been, dude. Like you was like, yeah,
I
let's do this.
brought it up a year
You're
ago.
like, let's do Saturdays and we'll do like 3 and 1. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm down. Let's do it. Never sets a date.
No,
Never says,
for
hey,
real? You
come
want to know what
over
happens?
and let's do the thing. And you're like, no.
Are you kidding me? Every time I bring it up, he's like, well, I got this going on. I'm really busy on this Saturday. Because when we do men's breakfast here at church, I'm like, well, we're already here this morning. He's like, oh, I got to go.
Yeah, it is
Like,
hard.
he
You gotta
never-
schedule it in advance.
And he can't use Jax as an excuse because we've had Jax playing with toys behind this curtain.
By the way, he's
Really?
going to make an appearance on, I think it's the week after Christmas.
On a Wednesday?
Yeah, because he's on break. So I'm gonna
And we always, so it doesn't matter because he's here playing or whatever and he comes on camera. So then it's like, well, I'm an assistant coach on the soccer team. I can't do
that
that.
really happened.
He didn't.
I
he
know.
didn't what he was
Everything
doing
really
either.
happens every time.
I got pulled into it, and it was pretty good.
I gotta go to meetings on Saturday. I can't do it. I don't know.
Did you learn a lot about soccer? Because I know you asked me, like, hey, do you know how to play soccer?
Yeah, I know how it works now. Like I know the rules.
Dude.
I was like the ref too.
I know.
But guess what?
You really hit the ground running.
Now that Brandon's here, and he's a man of his word,
Try to be.
it might be 5 podcasts with just me and him now.
Wow.
Okay,
So get your priorities straight.
I think I support that.
Dude, see what I mean? See what I mean? He's
You
already-
say I don't support you, and I do, bro. Okay.
You're okay with being replaced by a younger,
Dude,
newer
he thinks
model?
he's replaced
He's-
every time I say that we're going to have a guest.
He's been trying to replace me since
No,
the first episode.
every time I say we're going to have a guest, he's like, oh, well, that's great. I guess I just won't show up anymore. Then the first guest we ever had, he's like,
It
oh,
went
that's so awesome.
It went so
That's
good.
so awesome. And then he's like, I
And who was
can't be
that?
there.
Was that Meredith?
Melanie.
Oh, Melanie.
And then he doesn't even show
Right.
up.
Yeah. But with Meredith, shout out Meredith if you made it.
That
this
was a
far.
good one.
You
It
made
was
this-
good
Like there was something different about it
because, yeah. And then you,
because
let me put this in the middle. Let me put this
They
in the
can't
middle.
even see it, bro.
It's perfect right here. And then you're like, let me put it in the middle.
Oh, you're not talking about the Bible.
The
You're talking about
first
the
10
the
minutes of the
microphone.
podcast was perfect. And then you're like, let's put this here. After you already were like, I don't touch nothing. I don't touch nothing. And then you're like, boom, ruined.
You know what? It's okay. That's why I'm here. to
And
help.
then he turned a dumpster fire into a Picasso.
Thank you, Adam. I tried really hard. It took a lot, but
And he kept apologizing. And I'm like,
So here's
I'm the dancing monkey. You're the magician.
Hold on. Did you answer the first question?
I haven't
I
got
think you
to
did.
really. I mean, yeah, but there
So
was a
here's my
couple
second-
other questions.
Here's my second question,
Here we
or my
go.
third question.
It is really easy to get derailed on these things.
Dum,
isn't it?
dum, dum, dum.
Yeah, especially with this guy, dude. Oh my gosh, he just goes podcasting about podcasting about podcasting. In his horrible Korean accent.
Okay. Question.
So
Shoot, I derailed it that time.
this dude,
I'm sorry.
all of our viewers are not even viewers; they're just listeners, so they don't know what you just did there. Use your words.
What did he do? I missed it. I'm sitting right here.
He's like,
Oh,
He's mad because he thinks he does it all the time. Just tell him what you wanted to tell him about what your question.
Tell him?
5 questions.
I'm going to.
You were like, well, this question. Just ask him, dude.
hey, who let you?
Are you
touch that?
coming to church
by
or
the way?
not? Just
I'm not
ask him.
touching the electronic.
Yeah, but you don't
touching.
even. It's not even facing towards you.
Dude, just don't touch it. Don't touch it. Just keep talking.
Actually, we probably should have left it where it was, but it's
Yeah,
okay.
so keep talking.
I'll fix it. I'll fix it.
Are you done?
You know that was,
I didn't do anything.
I'm just
I
saying.
was trying not to talk, and you started going,
It's okay.
You do this all the time. No, I
okay.
don't do it all the time.
It's okay. Let's pause the Adam show for a second.
I have an idea. I have an idea. I would like to answer the "Am I excited about joining Street Smart Christian?"
Yes, so
you
dude, I
go.
asked that an hour
Let
ago.
him answer.
And you're like, let me ask you about this. Do you really love Jesus or
Oh,
Take it off.
my first
Let him answer the question. His microphone is going to
Yeah.
sound
normal. I sound normal.
Talk like a girl.
He can't talk like a girl because it's in his own.
Man. Bro.
Go ahead, answer. What's your,
Yeah,
what's your answer?
Now you guys are pros?
You have
you have the pro voice on?
You know what Kevin's really. No, don't push it.
Pop. What does pop mean? Like I'm a pop singer?
It's stupid. Put it back on pro.
What's a pop song?
TikTok
What's a pop
on
song?
the clock.
Give me tick tock on the clock with your body don't stop. Sorry.
Okay.
Ooh,
now we're
Bro.
MC.
rapid thing.
Just put it back at pro.
Yeah. Because if you guys are talking
what's that
through
one scene?
You're making it harder for him
Hold on,
to edit
hold
this
on.
whole thing.
What's that one scene in King Listing? Long ago they tried to.
I don't know.
Long ago they tried to. Is this live?
That's
Is that-
original. Now push it again.
What's the original though? Like
You're
jerky?
hearing what exactly it is.
jerky flavor. They all sound the same.
Just push pro again.
But
I
You're
can't-
making
I can't
this
reach.
whole last 10 minutes. There you go.
okay.
Bro.
Harder for him to edit.
What was
Now
the
he's
que-
like, well, that.
I'll just cut it.
Okay.
What was the question?
Just answer.
Oh, it's for him.
I have the question in my head already. I was still thinking about it because I wanted to answer, but then
Yeah, answer it. We're going to be on the game.
Well, yeah, honestly, I'm super excited because, like you said, it's not just Living Word Community Church. It's something new. It's this whole new thing that we should be excited about because it's fresh and I think it's very relatable. I think you're hitting a whole different age group and different group of people that maybe if we were to have the name Living Word Community Church, no knocks on that, but
Right.
we got this whole new thing that I think people are gonna be excited about. Like, oh, what's this? Street Smart Christian. What's that all about?
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm very grateful and I'm very thankful that you guys allow me to join the team. And it's cool because I don't know, like you said, you're a long lost producer coming home, right? But
Yes.
I didn't expect to show up today and you'd be like, hey, come, introduce me to all the kids. You guys, it's like a Bible study, right? You do Bible study with them? And
Youth group.
Yeah. It's so awesome.
a youth group.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is a Bible study for kids. huh?
Yeah, it's a whole community of what
Yeah.
we got going on here.
But yeah, you brought me in there and you introduced me and you said, "Oh, I'm part of the crew."
He's
And it
part
was
of the team
And
because
we
you
had
really
two new
are. You're
kids
part of the
tonight.
team.
That was so cool, man.
It's what?
We had 2 new kids tonight.
oh really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I thought you said we only had 2 kids tonight. I'm like, what? See what he does right here.
The funny part is too is like I walked in that room and I'm like, "Oh, I see all these really nicely behaved children and they're all." And then I'm like, "What did they feed these kids?" Because I saw that they had pizza, but are you guys like hopping them up on
And you
Mountain
heard 'em in
Dew
the
or
other
something?
room?
Because
Oh,
then
they
yeah,
get wild.
I'm
They get
setting
wild.
up and I'm like, this microphone is not as sensitive as like a condenser microphone. This is a
Right.
dynamic microphone, and it was picking them up way out of there. It wasn't even supposed to do.
Yeah,
it.
they're wild. They're wild.
Yeah, dude, I stopped bringing soda because of like they would
Yeah.
drink each of them. The boys, some of the girls too, they would drink like 5 of the sodas. I'd buy 2 cases,
Yeah.
or sometimes 3 cases. They would drink them all, and then we only had like 4 kids at that time.
Yeah.
Dang. Well, it's
Yeah.
like they don't even need the sugar to be all hopped up. What is it? The pizza? What's in that?
No.
stuff?
No, it's the Capersons.
No, I'm really excited. I'm really excited about this team. I'm really excited about how this is turning out.
Yeah.
So not only can you be the audio engineer, the producer, however it is, like you're gonna have to probably be on camera a lot.
Yeah.
Like I want you to be on this team, which I think is good
Right.
to have not just me and
Are
Kevin.
you talking to me or?
We're debating.
I couldn't tell you.
Because you can't. Because
Yeah, looking back at me, you're right. He's
yeah,
right.
then all of a sudden they see the back of my head, like I'm talking to the whole group.
I'm thinking we
And
need a
what
little,
I'm thinking is we're probably gonna get rid of one of the problems of this group. Probably have you join the group. The other person can maybe put his 2 cents as, maybe have a cameo every now and then.
You misspoke there. I'm gonna put in.
It doesn't matter because
you said
it doesn't
2 cents.
matter.
You said 2 cents. I'm putting in my 2 weeks, bro.
Dude, like I've been praying for this, Brandon. since day one. Like, please, God, give me somebody else who's gonna be serious. Be serious in this. Like,
I'll rein you guys back in.
dude, show up to our camping trips. Like,
Oh, camping trip.
you were at the last one, were you? Were you at the one where we did the Yogi Bear?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you were there, dude. I wish you were there because
Where were you,
was
bro?
just like, oh, I gotta do work. Like,
I was
dude,
there
shut
too.
up. I know. I had to help you get the Wi-Fi,
Yeah, it took forever.
and then my wife was like, "Here we go." And I'm like, dude, just
Yeah, I think your wife actually helped me. You
I
were like,
know she
"I don't
did
know
because
how it
I'm
works."
like, I'm sick of it, Brandon. I'm sick of it, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I'm always carrying, dude. I'm done. My back hurts, man.
Here to take
No,
some of the
dude,
load off your shoulders.
It is
guys.
great to hear that you're excited
Yeah.
to be a part of
Very
this
excited.
because jokes aside, like we have fun.
Yeah, we do.
We really do. And, like you said, a lot of people probably think we hate each other, but we're brothers. Like, this is how brothers talk.
You guys sound like an old married couple.
Well, and
Sometimes.
you know what? But we also have we're accountability
Yeah.
partners. Yeah, there is so much legalistic stuff that can come in with Christianity and
Right.
what you can do. But when the cameras are off and stuff, there's times in the summer where we stand out in the parking lot for another extra 2 hours and
Really?
just
Yeah.
vent.
That's what life's really about. I mean, when we talk about the church and we talk about relationship with Christ, like, you have to develop those relationships with
Yeah.
your brothers and sisters in
Yeah.
Christ. I mean, it goes hand in hand.
Well, like you said, it's a relationship with Christ, but I think a good or maybe not a mediator, it helps you, learn better because maybe you're not even that good at learning all by yourself. But when you have different viewpoints and you have different people to bounce ideas off of, or like you said, vent to each other, it's just like, whoa, I'm not alone in this either. I do have the Lord with me at all times, but when you're alone, I think your mind can play tricks on you and you can, it's so much easier to feel that love when you're surrounded by it, not just trying to feel it within yourself.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think it's a perfect example of it because a good friend will tell you the truth
Yeah.
and
Even if it hurts.
it'll piss you off sometimes. Right? Like, we've said things to each other that probably,
Brandon.
you know what I mean? So, but that's
You're
the
doing
same
the-
thing with
I
the
know.
church, right?
But
The
now
church will
he
say
has
things-
to bleep out. You just cussing.
What?
Like, what are you just cussing on the podcast? Like,
Piss you
it'll
off?
piss you off.
That's not a cuss word, bro.
All right, whatever.
You said
Timestamp.
what did you say in
Timestamp
that one?
Oh, we could beep it. We could bleep it.
Oh, I bleeped.
It's not a
I
curse
bleeped
word.
names, bro.
Don't
I
bleep
bleeped
me.
names.
Okay.
You're like, you know what happens when you're preaching the gospel? It pisses you off.
It'd be kind of funny.
No, when we good friend.
Okay, keep going, good friend, because that's 19 bleeps already. So, and I got the thing that
Blur 'em out.
blurry. I did that on this last
When you
podcast.
said names, people are gonna think
Yeah,
we're
because I
cursing, bro.
bleeped it, but then I'm watching the video because Brandon,
So
I had to watch the whole thing, and I've never done that. I watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there, and then I'm like, this bleep, and then I'm like, but my mouth is like, I'm like, so I searched it, and then now I put this blank bleep, 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 bleep. So on this next podcast with Meredith, they're gonna think I'm cussing a lot, but
Yeah.
it's names.
It's names.
Oh, there you
Sure,
go.
sure it is. So anyway,
All right.
no, for real though, like, a good friend tells you the truth. A good church will preach you the truth,
Mhm.
and it will convict you to be better
Right.
and to reflect on yourself and search for Christ, because that's the example that we're trying to lead by. Even though I don't know, I mean, we get off the hinges and spilled drinks all over
Dude,
ourselves.
just keep talking.
But it's so important, man, and I think having this fellowship with all three of us will only grow us as brothers.
for
Because it's not easy out there, man.
Right.
Like,
It's really not.
we've all three of us have been the prodigal son multiple times in our lives.
Yeah.
And that's something that we can all relate on. And I know a lot of people in the world have that same issue where you're like, well, I keep coming back, and then I stray away. Like
Right.
it's a constant battle because we're fighting against a world that accepts all that
Yeah.
stuff. And if we don't have each other to call each other out on those things,
Yeah.
and then in the same breath, you're still encouraging. It's out of love.
Right.
I don't say things to bring you down and keep you down. I want to let you know, like,
Oh,
we gotta
is he
lift
talking about every time he yells at you?
dude, me and him
It's
have
out
a
of love.
rough history, bro. Like I used to beat him up.
Hey, you know what? I have brothers
His
too,
little brother.
and
Yeah, and just the same thing. Like you guys probably
I don't know him anymore.
have some tension.
Yeah, but that happened the last time in this stupid.
It's telling us.
Podcast.
It's telling us we're done.
It's the gong again. He brought out the gong.
Yeah, hey, that's all right. You know
Just
what
doing-
though? No, I'm glad you guys have that brotherly love. You know what though?
we have it too.
Yeah,
Like, we
but
all
no,
do,
no, no,
bro.
but no. We all have that brotherly love, and I know that we're only going to get closer
Mhm.
through this podcast. We're going to get closer
Christ,
through that
bro.
social media because I want to bring you in on our socials. I want to bring you in on our website,
Dude,
Yeah.
because
I'm not giving him my social security card.
he's one number off here. So
Is that
when-
real? Do they do that for kids?
I don't know. Like your social security number is.
Here,
Yeah,
let
I
me
don't
tell
know,
you
dude.
mine
We're not
right
gonna
now.
get into it.
So my social is 523.
That's mine.
Oh,
Is it really?
Yeah, it is.
You
But you
bleeping
know
that?
what?
Can you bleep that?
I might. Because, like, I've just been asking for a little slice of the pie.
Wait, is
Tonight,
your-
I'll win the lottery, and they'll be like, but then some guy was like, I got your number, man.
Is your first 523?
wait, you're
I
is
think
yours?
that's because Colorado.
Yours is
Yeah.
5?
If you're born, yeah, it's 523.
Mine's not. Mine's 651. But I was 96. You were 95.
Yeah, mine's 523 for sure. Was the first three of mine.
Why am I different?
So I didn't
Am
want
I
to use
adopted?
the
talk
podcast
about.
to
We need
tell
to
you
tell-
this.
we need to talk to your mom and your
Am I
dad.
adopted?
You weren't supposed to talk
this out.
Where was I
Maybe-
born?
That's why he has dark hair and you don't, bro. And your sister has dark hair,
It's
but
kind of dark.
you don't. You're in the middle. They're like, well,
I wonder what her first numbers are.
dude, I don't want to get in. I don't want to, like, your dad's going to come in
Am
on
I-
the podcast back. You guys are done.
Am I a mailman, baby?
Bro, hey, dude, if that's the case, me too, because I never met my dad.
Hello,
No,
Adam.
And the show's over.
I never met my dad.
It's real.
And we both have reddish hair. So we might be, me
No.
and you might be brothers.
We need a DNA test.
All right.
Swab it.
Okay. All right.
No, this is awesome.
No,
I'm
I think this is
excited.
only going to grow and it's going to get bigger. Like I said, I'll get you all the information. We can get you on all this stuff to be a
Okay.
part of the team, just like Kevin does. He loses half the passwords, but
No, I don't want them.
we'll get you in on all that because it's all, we put encouraging stuff on our socials.
Yeah.
We do whatever. Get you on the website. We have a website with your technological advances and stuff like that you are. See, he's looking like, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The website is on Wix. Whatever ideas you have to advance that,
Okay.
Podcasting about podcasts.
because Kevin doesn't know how to do any of that.
Hey, you know what? This is a tech support podcast, part of it too.
Tech support,
Bro,
yeah.
didn't
I'm
even
here to
have
help.
tech support for every single podcast.
Oh, man. I love you guys.
I don't know if Kevin's going to be a part of the team much longer.
You say that every one podcast.
I
too.
know.
Hey, I was going to mention that this podcast wouldn't be the same if it weren't for you two, even though it's a love-hate relationship. There's so much chemistry between you guys.
I don't even like him.
No, I mean, if you guys really made it this far,
Do you realize
Me and
he's
Adam
10
love each
years
other.
younger than me?
we're brothers. If you made
No.
it this far, Brandon, what are they going to win?
They
if
probably
made
think
it-
we're
Hey,
10 years younger than each other.
What are they going to win if they made
Dude,
it
why
this
do you
far?
do that? Why do you hurt people when you want people to notice you? Like, you hurt him physically.
Let him
you
talk,
hurt me in my
Adam.
heart.
The show's over now. Let
All
him
right.
talk.
What do we want them to?
Keep in mind, I'm
If you
unemployed.
have you ever made it to the end of our podcast?
Yeah, I just edited the full thing.
So what did we say at the end?
If you made it this far, you could win 100.
Yeah, he did say that, and I said, keep in mind, I'm unemployed. So
100
he did,
pennies.
He did make it to the end. You just blew out the whole thing. You
could win
spilled coffee on it. You're pow.
Spilled coffee on it earlier.
No, but
Surprised
for
it
real,
still worked.
The
I want
diaphragm
somebody-
is exploded on your microphone
I
right
want
now.
somebody to win some
Yeah.
swag.
I do too.
And I'm just
Some
gonna keep
swag.
whispering because
You know, some people might
Stop
not know
whispering.
what swag is.
Yeah, because you want to know what? One time I was listening to Kilo one time, and it's Kilo, right? And they're like, swag. And then some people are like, well,
Swag.
don't do swag because swag is related to marijuana.
Ah.
what is it?
Swag,
Brandon?
yes.
Well, that's with a SH. He's talking about swag. I think it's different, right?
Well, I hope it is now.
Like wag, but with an S in the front.
Dude, you know what you're saying.
It's merch. Merch.
merch. So why don't
merchandise.
you say merch?
Merchandise.
Yeah.
Merch is cool.
But you must comment
I hit my thing.
and say which one of us has changed our facial hair more.
Dude, that's the dumbest thing ever. You.
It's me. You've never seen me before, but it's me.
I promise that Brandon goes back and watches
you-
every episode.
if
he's
you
gonna be
guess right-
for sure.
You're gonna get 100 pennies.
100 pennies.
That's a dumb. That's $1,
You don't
dude.
want that.
Whoa!
How are you gonna send somebody $1 if somebody from Zimbabwe is like, I win? That's like $100,000 to them. And you're like, I don't know how to send that to you.
And it's going to cost a lot in postage. Pennies are heavy.
Yeah.
Not
So
100
why don't you
pennies.
just start thinking about people other than
I think you guys should do the toothbrush like Meredith said.
toothbrush? I can make a
Did
toothbrush.
she say that, dude?
Yeah,
he really
she-
listened.
I know he did because I've been texting back and forth every day for a week.
Yeah.
He's a winner.
I probably.
He gets some swag.
Oh, I made it to the end of the podcast. I
We
need.
gotta get him. We gotta
Same
get
with
you
Meredith.
attention. I know. I
Yeah.
got her information.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, I'm
Got
unemployed.
her information.
Okay, you know who's not stepping up and buying all the stuff? The only person who has a job. Oh, you have a job too.
But
This is my job now.
how many times have I told you, bro? I'll go buy a bunch of hoodies. You just tell me what to get, and you're like, yeah, it's whatever. Did you
Because
say- Kevin, did you say
How
something?
many Christmases do I
Christmas?
bring you Christmas presents?
One.
No. You got a hoodie. You've got a sewn embroidered shirt. You know, I don't even want to get into this right now.
You keeping track, bro?
Yeah. No. No, I'm really not.
I'll pay for my own. What
Hey.
do you-
I want to thank Brandon for doing this.
You're welcome.
I'm serious, brother. I'm so excited that you're a part of this team.
Thank you.
Me too.
Like,
I'm really
it's been
excited.
getting stale for a while.
Hopefully, I can bring some new energy.
I'm really excited that you're part of this team. No, Kevin really brings a huge flair. Like, he obviously is a counterpart to me.
Right.
We argue back and forth, but that's how this works.
Right.
We're arguing, but we come together in the same dynamic on the Bible.
Yeah.
We agree on the same things. Yeah, we pick on each other. We do this. That's what makes this podcast fun.
Right.
I'm glad that you're a part of it, dude, because you're bringing a whole nother flair to the thing, and it works. We just sat here, the three of us sat here together, and it wasn't awkward
Right.
to talk. We get what's ever on our chest, and I want you to believe that you can say anything
Mhm.
and bring it to the table here too.
Right.
Whatever it is, whether it's something you're struggling with the faith, what you see out there, like, hey, this is weird. I don't understand that. We'll bring it all to the table. We'll do this. You have my number. You have obviously Kevin's number.
What's your name again?
My name is Jeff.
But he's like, I know Kevin's difficult. Like, he doesn't return texts. He doesn't usually call you back. So when he doesn't do that, you can just call me.
I know where he lives. I'll just show up to his
But
house.
however, I really am expressing to everybody, you're a part of this Street Squad team. There's 3 of us now. We're going to get you on the website. I want to get you the login information for all of this stuff
Awesome.
that you can have the same.
Be prepared for some more hard questions because I got tons, bro.
Yeah.
That I'm going to ask you. I'm going to challenge you.
Well, yeah. And I think
Like, I
that's
wanna
what we need to do.
challenge.
But just as he's got questions for you, bring those questions to me and to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, your own.
Let's not just be attacking you through the whole thing. Like, are you really a Christian, Brendan? Like
That's not what.
But no. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Like if he's bringing you questions, bring us questions.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, because I don't want to get back.
Because I do it to him all the time. Like I challenge him a lot
Yeah.
through our podcast. Like, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? I usually pick things that I know that he's going to say stupid things to. But no, I don't. But
No, I mean,
that's just how we do it.
something that I want to try and do, even though I hate podcasting about podcasting, is that
Dude.
is like I want to ask questions like that come to the feelings, because we want to reach people that are going through this and searching for Christ and
So-
how you feel, because I know I felt it. I know you felt it. I know you
Yeah,
have.
just
When
like
you feel so far away,
Yeah.
but
today.
you're not. He's right there.
Today I
He's
got
with you.
somebody left a comment on my TikTok that was like, "You paint this picture of happiness when God's involved, but then you paint a picture of ugliness when He's not."
Oh wow.
And I'm like, "How? Okay, how do I do?" So I put another video, and it's like, "Well, I paint a picture of happiness when God's involved because that's exactly it. You answered the question
You got
within
joy.
the question."
You got hope. You
And it's
got
ugly when
fellowship,
God's
you
not
got
involved, but
grace.
when God's involved, it is happiness.
Yeah.
Now, does that mean every day of your life is happy? No,
Every
but
second,
you get
no.
through it. I've had the other person that was like, "I'm not a brick and mortar Christian. I don't go to the," and I'm like, "Dude, I'm not saying like you have to get into this legalistic deal. I'm just saying you have to get with people who are like-minded. Because when you seclude yourself and you become this recluse by yourself and you're alone all the time, you are that crazy person. And I will say it again. You are the crazy people because you have nobody to talk to.
Yeah.
And you're
I don't
by
know.
yourself.
You might know the exact address, but we're two gather in my name.
Oh, it's Matthew 18.
I'll be there.
Mm-hmm.
That
Two
we're two
or three
individuals,
gather in
two
my
or three
name.
gather in
Yeah.
the name of Christ. He is there, and He's always there, and even in the bad, I mean, He's always there, and
Yeah.
that's the point
For
that
sure.
We want to really get to.
And Kevin and I are still growing in Christ. We don't have it
every
figured
day,
out.
you're never gonna get to the.
But man, we want you to be a part of this. Whether you're coming on Sunday or not, if you come, you'll see us doing the same thing
Yeah.
that we're doing right now. We're doing on Sunday. Yeah, it's there's people out there really spitting really truth gospel. We get that. We soak that in. But through that all, we find each other through the maze of people, and we're like, hey, man. Like, we say some things
Pretty
to
much,
each
he
other.
comes over, makes fun of me, and then walks away, and
And
then goes
he-
on the stage and says, "See that idiot right there?
That's what
He's
we
gonna
do.
sing mariachi in 2 different languages, and then Korean
That's
on
what
the third."
we do. That's what we do. But that's what makes this Christian walk fun,
Yeah.
and it keeps us alert. It's not just a we keep it. We got to keep it entertaining for the both of us because that's what keeps us engaged. That's what we're gonna do. That's when we show up to the Christmas caroling. We got everybody laughing because me and him are just talking trash to each other the entire
Yeah,
time.
I'm not gonna make that.
I knew you probably wouldn't. We go to the parade this Saturday.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna make
Yeah,
that.
probably not. You know, commitment issues are huge with him. So it's like when he does show up, you're like, oh my God, it's a Christmas present I never thought I would ever get. Like, let's make the most of it. But now your brother's here. And so that's fine. Like, I mean, he's going to show up to a lot of things.
Yeah.
You're probably not because you're like, oh, like, what are you doing, dude?
What are you doing, dude?
Like, if you send in an application to the Kevin Mestas dating program at streetsmartchristian@gmail.com.
That's not
Then-
a real address.
Yes, it is. streetsmartchristian@gmail.com.
No, you said,
And then
you
tag
said
it.
Kevin dating profile at streetsmartchristian.com.
Yeah, because that's what they're going to
That's
tag
not
it.
an address.
That's what they're going to tag it in the email.
Bro, I'm so,
I want to date
I'm
Kevin.
so glad you're here because this guy is illiterate.
And he knows what I'm saying because they're going to tag it in the Kevin Mestas dated profile at gmail.com.
This guy is the definition of a layman, okay?
No, he's mad and he's trying to spin it because he doesn't want anybody to
I
do
learned
that.
this word today and I still don't fully understand what it means.
Layman?
If you want to date Kevin.
Is he laying on the ground? Is that why he's called a layman?
That's you.
Because you're on the ground?
You know what? If you're going to talk about it, be about it, but send me your dating profile pictures to Kevin
Yeah.
and Brandon Mestas at gmail.com.
So, Brandon, if you're going to talk about it,
You got to be about it.
bang. He's the first person that ever got it. Dude, if he was you for like the whole time, you're like, if you're going to talk about it, you're like, I'm going to talk about it. He's the first person that got it. Dude, hit the button.
if you're listening to this and you like aren't watching right now, you should be.
Yeah, you get to see some crazy faces.